I'm in Scheveningen, the Netherlands, whose name played a surprisingly important role during the Second World War in the fight against the Germans. And if you say the name wrong, you might just out yourself as one of the bad guys. Welcome to Raps with Lingo. My name is Israel, and welcome to a classic example of a shibboleth. Shibboleth comes from the Hebrew word shibboleth, which meant something along the lines of like a weird plant thing that doesn't really matter right now, because what really matters is how it was pronounced. Because in a classic biblical tale, the word shibboleth was used to tell one tribe from another, or an in-group from the outsiders. If you said something along the lines of sibolet instead of shibboleth, then you would out yourself as an outsider and be killed. And so that functions as sort of like a password, but not a personal password, but rather a group password to tell whether you are part of this group or not. And that kept happening throughout history. In the 14th century, during Major Albert's rebellion in Krakow, the Polish phrase Soczewica koło miele młyn was used to tell who was German and then kill them. In the 16th century, during the Frisian Revolution, which is actually not that far from here, surprisingly, there was a saying about incoming ships and their crews. They would say something like, "Boterbeja en grine zis, wat dat net zezekin is geen oprochte Fries." And they would be killed. And then in the 20th century, during the Kanto massacre, you might be able to see where this is going. The Japanese would use simple phrases such as "jugoen gojisen" to test who was Korean, because they would generally struggle a bit more with the g sound, and then kill them. Which brings us back to Scheveningen. And this time, it's not used to identify who to kill, but rather identify who were the potential killers. Because in Dutch, the SCH in Scheveningen is pronounced sch, but a German seeing that would probably read a sh. So if you said Scheveningen, when they asked you to say the name of the place, then they would treat you as one of the bad guys hiding amongst them. Now, shibboleths don't necessarily have to be based on pronunciation. They could also be based on vocabulary. For example, if you're in Northern Ireland, whether you say Derry or Londonderry depends on whether you're a nationalist or a unionist. But accent-based shibboleths are still very much at play here. For example, if you meet someone from down under, you want to know if it's an Aussie or a Kiwi, you could hear for whether they say fish and chips or fish and chips. Sorry for the bad accents there. Whereas up in Canada, if someone says Toronto with two T's, they're definitely a foreigner, which I most definitely am. Or you could hear whether someone's an Anglophone or a Francophone based on whether they say the T and the U in Montreal, Quebec, or if they say Montreal, Quebec. More about the Francophones in Canada in this video. Thankfully, these shibboleths are much less bloody than the other ones. Hopefully. Sadly, history still repeats itself, and since the Russian invasion of Ukraine, Ukrainians have been using the word "balenitsa" to tell who is Russian, because they would generally say "balenitsa." And outside of language, there are also shibboleths being used to verify identities. In computing, for example, the word has been borrowed for a process to tell who is part of an in-group, a trusted group, or not. For example, if I want to read an academic paper, I would log into my university. My university would then tell the publisher, "Hey, this is our guy, it's one of ours, it's fine, trust him, show him the paper." And voila, my head would be secure. Yes, nailed it.